Hello dear students of the third prep grade, and welcome to a new episode of our program. It's time for science, and on this episode we'll be discussing and explaining lesson 1 of unit 2. We'll be talking about mirrors with our teacher of science, Mr. Muhammad Mahmoud. Hello Mr. Muhammad, and welcome to the program.
Hello, yes, sir. Thank you.
Mr. Muhammad, when I look at some surfaces,
Yes,
I sometimes see myself.
yes.
Why is that?
You see yourself as you see or you stand in front of a mirror, like plain mirror at your home.
Not just mirror, sometimes also glass.
Surface, like surface of the water, مثلا,
Yeah.
water surface. Here we can see our
Reflection.
images because or due to light reflection. Here we talk about light reflection. Firstly, hello dear students, let's go to start our lesson today. Here we talk about the mirrors, but we should know firstly what is meant by light reflection, as we studied before in second prep, as we studied before in fifth primary. We have to know this nature or this fact in our life as light reflection. So let's go to start our lesson today with the first point in this lesson. Okay, we have the first lesson, as you see here, unit 2, lesson 1, mirror. Here we have to talk about the mirror or reflecting surfaces, especially the mirror. You can see your face, your body in the, or if you stand in front of the mirror. Why? Here we have a natural phenomenon. Here this phenomenon or phenomena, here we talk about light reflection. So,
And what's amazing is that it's a replica
Yes.
of the
Yeah.
person standing in front of the mirror.
yes, here according to the type of the mirror, we have two types of the mirror. We have number 1, plain mirror, and number 2, we have spherical mirror. We can deal or acting with plain mirror as because it has or produce or form the same properties of your object or your body. But here we talk about firstly the light reflection to explain any other point according to the formation of the image in any device or any object like plain mirror or spherical mirror. So let's go to know the first definition in our lesson today as light reflection. Here we have light reflection, and how can we define this definition. زي ما انتم شايفين على المونيتور لو سمحتوا, light reflection which means what? Bouncing off, as we study in 5th primary and in 2nd prep, زي ما خدنا في 5 ابتدائي وفي تانية اعدادي. Bouncing off light, bouncing which means ارتداد او رجوع. Bouncing of light in the same medium, which means light comes or comes from air will return back to air again. So light bouncing off in the same medium, يعني يرجع نفس الجزء اللي جا منه. امتى? when it hits a reflecting surface. So here we define as the definition of light reflection. So here we know, number 1, bouncing off. We have the first condition here of light. Number 2, in the same medium. Number 3, when it hits a reflecting surface. So we can conclude from this definition 3 conditions of or 3 steps of light reflection. Has bouncing off, light in the same medium, when it hits a reflecting surface. As we see here, dear students, from this definition we have 2 laws of light reflection. As we see, and we can deal with this figure as we studied before in 5th primary and in 2nd prep, we have 2 light rays. As we see here, number 1 as incident light ray, number 1 زي ما انتم شايفين كده incident light ray with this arrow, incident ray. And here we have number 2 as reflected ray. Here we have what? We have reflected ray. And in the middle we have normal line here. We have normal line. We have also, dear students, two angles, as we see here, angle of incidence here, and here we have angle of reflection. So we can define what is meant by angle of incidence. It is the angle between the incident light ray and normal line. Here we have another definition of angle of reflection. Here it is the angle between reflected ray and normal line. So here we have at the end we have the what? We have the reflecting surface here, the reflecting surface. So what is meant by the first law of light reflection? We studied before this law. As we have here angle of incidence equal angle of reflection. So now we know what is meant by the first law of light reflection. Maybe you have this definition as scientific term or complete or choose or right or wrong. So we should remember this law from second prep and in third prep also. Number two, we have second law of light reflection. How can we deal with the second law? Here we can define this second law as we have a surface maybe like book. If we open the book, and here we have the cover of the book like that. So here we have incident ray and reflected ray, and in between them we have normal line. So the three lines here, incident ray, reflected ray, and normal line, we can write it or draw them on the cover of the book. نفتح الكتاب ونرسمهم as we see. So here incident ray, reflected ray, and normal line are on the same plane, are perpendicular on what? On the reflecting surface. So we have here to remember and to understand completely what is meant by the second law of light reflection. احنا هنا مش بنحفظ. We should remember as we describe your address to someone or somebody. لما بوصف لحد عنواني أنا فهمه. From any direction we can describe. As we here, we can describe the second law of light reflection from any direction. We have three lines, incident ray, reflected ray, and normal line are on the same plane, perpendicular on the reflecting surface. As here, the rest of the book, اللي هو بقية الكتاب اعتبره هو reflecting surface. So we can remember here, dear students, the second law of light reflection from this imagination of or this situation. So number two, here we have second law of light reflection. We can write it here. بقول له incident ray, comma, reflected ray, and normal line. مالهم؟ لازم اقول له are on the same plane، يعني on the same surface، يعني على نفس المستوى زي ما بيسموها بالعربي. يبقى incident ray, reflected ray, and normal line are on the same plane, perpendicular, and we know this sign from geometry, on the reflecting surface.
So I want to ask you about how important are these rules? How can we apply them?
We can apply them as we can apply 1 + 1 = 2. Then we can apply 2 × 2 = 4. Then can we use this relation and this relation to apply division as 20/5 = 4 and so on. Because we have here as the first steps to mention the laws of light reflection, but here not through plane mirrors, not plane mirrors اللي هي عندنا في البيت المراية العادية. We have another types of mirrors, and we will conclude with these types or deal with these types by some problems. Depends on drawing. Okay, as we see in this video, we can mention the light reflection here, dear students. We have, as you see here, in this video, we have reflection. We have here mirror or a reflecting surface, as you see, and at the same time we have source of light, so as torch, as you see here, اللي هي البطارية اللي بتنور دي. So here we have glass, air, and we can define the light reflection as bouncing off ارتداد light rays in the same medium, air and air, but when it hits a reflecting surface. And at the same time we have two light rays, incident ray here, and here we have the reflected ray. Between them we have the normal line. At the same time we have two angles, angle of incidence here at the left side of the normal line, and the angle of reflection at the right side of the normal line according to the direction of light ray. So here we have the two angles are equal. In any way the two angles are equal. لازم أبقى عارفين كده. We have the two angles are equal. So here, dear students, we know now as angle of incidence equal angle of reflection, and at the same time angle of incidence or incident ray, reflected ray, and normal line are on the same plane, are perpendicular on the reflecting surface. But what happens if? I think we have here what happens if the light ray maybe fall like that in the video or in our life, maybe the light ray falling in this direction, not perpendicular on the reflecting surface. Yeah. So here we have what happens if the light ray falls perpendicular like that. We can deal with this what happens as football. If you shoot the football in this direction on the wall, it will reflect on itself in the same direction. But if you shoot the ball from this angle or this direction, it will reflect or go in the other way or in the opposite direction like that. So here, if we remember this fact, we can explain if the light ray falls perpendicular on the reflecting surface, perpendicular, it will reflect on itself. And here we have give reason for, and we studied before in second prep. So here, as you see here, we have light ray falls on the reflecting surface. We have here reflecting surface. And light ray, as you see here, we have incident ray. Incident يعني اللي نزل يعني. Incident ray. So if the light ray falls perpendicular like that, it will reflect on itself as it will return back on itself. So give reason for. When light ray falls perpendicular
on a reflecting surface?
Yes, on a reflecting surface, it will reflect on itself. Why? And we can answer like that. Because angle of incidence equal what? Equal angle of reflection equal what? Equal 0. Because here the normal line and incident ray and the light and the reflected ray are as one line here. Because we know the angle of incidence, it is the angle between incident ray and normal line. Angle of reflection, it is the angle between reflected ray and the normal line. So here the two angles are equal, and we know this fact from the first law of light reflection. But in this case only, angle of incidence equal the angle of reflection equal how many? Equal 0 degree. يعني ما فيش أصلا ما بينهم أي angle between incident ray or normal line or the reflected light ray. So here, dear students, we know now the steps or the principles of the light reflection as we studied before in 5th primary and in 2nd prep.
So if there is light reflection, do we also have dark reflection?
No, no dark reflection, because any dark object like this, this jacket here, absorb all light rays, so it appears black
Or dark.
or dark. Yes. So here, according to the reflection from the view
You can
of
see yourself as a ghost in the dark.
maybe sometime you can see yourself because it will absorb all light rays.
Yeah.
So here we have to mention the properties of light or the properties of the image through plane mirror. Your image صورتك or صورتك in the plane mirror. Here we have main 5 properties, and we have some properties with give reason for. As we see here, we have this girl in front of mirror. So the properties of the image through plane mirror. Number 1, here we have main properties. Number 1, the image is equal in size. What? Equal in size. Not magnified, not what? Not small. Okay? يعني مش مكبر ولا مصغر. Equal in size. Number 2, erect. Erect, which means upright. يعني معدول. صورتي زي ما هي. ولا inverted يعني upside down صورتي مقلوبة. لا، صورتي معدولة. Number 3, reversed. What is meant by reversed?
معكوسة.
معكوسة. So here,
How معكوسة?
how? If you are my image now, I hope.
Yeah, I got it.
Yes, we raise
Yeah.
my right
your
hand.
right
now.
hand
Yes,
to me will be your left one.
As
for
we
example.
act with you as you are my image now,
Yeah,
and
okay.
I will raise this hand.
Uh-huh.
You
This
as my
one?
image.
Yeah,
Yes, this one.
Uh-huh.
So as the image rise the left hand of the image.
Yeah.
So you can't read correctly in front of plane mirror.
Perhaps this
Is
is why
reversed.
when we have an ambulance. you know,
Yes, ambulance car.
Yeah.
Yes.
The word ambulance is
Yes.
written in a
Reversed.
way.
Yes. Or laterally inverted. Laterally inverted or reversed.
Yeah.
To read it incorrectly in the car mirror. عشان كده عربية الإسعاف بتتكتب عليها إسعاف أو ambulance يعني معكوسة. ما بيقولكش هم ما بيعرفوش يكتبوا يعني مثلا because to read it correctly in the right way. Why? Because the image is reversed. الصورة بتبقى معكوسة, not inverted, مش مقلوبة. عشان we have a great difference between the two expressions. So number 1, as we see here, equal in size, erect or upright, reversed يعني laterally inverted, reversed or laterally inverted. Number 4, here, this image is what? As we see here, this image is not real image, is virtual image. Why virtual?
It's not real.
Not real image, yes. Virtual image because this image will disappear if you go away from the mirror.
It's only a reflection.
Yes, reflection, because as we take a photo with my mobile to your face.
In front of the mirror.
Yes, and no, by my mobile only. If I will take a photo to you, then you go away from the front of the camera. I can see your image in my mobile.
Yeah.
So this image is real by camera, or camera as a TV camera, or video camera, or cinema camera, or mobile.
Real.
It's real image. Why? Because it can be received on the screen. But this image is not real, because if you go away from the mirror, your image
is gone.
Will disappear also. So, or vanish. هيختفي. صورتي هتختفي. يبقى the image in front of plane mirror is what? Is virtual. What is meant by virtual? Which means can't be received on the screen. يعني ما ينفعش استقبلها على ايه؟ على screen يعني شاشة. انما في السينما مثلا we can sit in cinema hall and we can see the movie. نشوف الفيلم صح؟
Same
on
thing
white
happens,
screen as
yeah.
a white surface.
Same thing happens, for example, if you're wearing a t-shirt with some writing on it, all right, and you take a photo or you take a pic in front of the mirror, all right, the writing will be also, reversed.
Yes, so we can't read in front of the plane mirror as we studied before, and here we talk about virtual or real image.
But here, is it real or virtual? Because if you take the photo
If
in
you
front
take
of the
a
mirror,
photo,
it's there. The photo is there. So
if
is
you-
it real now or not?
by photo, by camera, it's real because we can maybe some we can see some movies for مثلا نجيب الريحاني. نجيب الريحاني is dead
Yeah.
from many years
long
ago.
time ago.
Yes, but we can see him. So why? Because this image is real. Okay, and مثلا or any person or any actor or actress maybe from long days يبقى الصورة هي مع انه هو مثلا ممثل ده مات او كبر في السن. Sometimes here we have real image because it can be received on the screen. But we have virtual image can't be received on the screen. So number 5 here, dear students, from the properties of the image in the plane mirror, as we see here, as distance. Distance between object, here we have object at the right side, object, and here we have image.
Distance makes a difference.
Yes, but here we have equal distance between what? As we see here, distance between object and the mirror, here, equal distance between image and the mirror.
Yeah.
As virtual distance. أنا بتكلم على مسافة وهمية. أنا عارف إن مفيش حاجة جوه المراية. But if you go away from the mirror or we return back or إن إحنا رجعنا شوية بظهرنا away from the mirror, so the image will go away the same distance inside the mirror.
Here increases.
Yes. So the distance is directly proportional, which means if you go near to the mirror, your image هو كمان will go near to the mirror. هيقرب هو كمان من المراية. يبقى هنا distance here, distance between object and the mirror equal distance between image and the mirror. So here we have number 5, distance as D. We studied before symbol of D, distance between image
And mirror.
and mirror equal distance
Object.
between, yes, object and mirror. So the two distances are equal, here and here. At this distance equal this distance. Okay, dear students, now we know the properties of the image through plane mirror. And we can also know the 5 properties of the image in front of the plane mirror. So here, number 1, distance between object and the mirror equal distance between mirror and the image, number 1.
So
Number
it's
2,
directly proportional.
yes, at the same time the image is erect, and at the same time the image is reversed.
Yeah.
The image equal in size, يعني أدي في المقاس بالظبط. The image is virtual, يعني can't be received on the screen. So we have 5 properties of the image or image is formed by plane mirror. As we see in this video here, we can see the football or basketball player here. As you see, the object here at the left side, and at the right side we have what? The image. As we see here in the same what? The same
Distance,
size.
or same size.
Same size.
distance.
Yes. يبقى equal in size between the object and what? And the image. So the size at the left side equal the size at what? The right side. Here we talk about what? About plane mirror. Distance, number 2, distance between mirror and object equal distance between mirror and the image. So here the same distance are equal. As number 3 here, my dear students, we talk about طبعا distance اللي هي بتبقى virtual distance, يعني from the mirror, يعني مش مسافة حقيقية. اوكي. طبعا الايمج is reversed, يعني not يعني معكوس زي ما اتفقنا مع بعض, right hand as left hand and vice versa. Okay, so now we know the main 5 properties, but we should know the last one is the image is virtual in front of the plane mirror. So dear students, now we know the main 5 properties of the image is formed through plane mirror.
What about the types of mirrors?
Okay, here is a good question. We have two main types of the mirrors. We have plane mirror, as we studied.
That's the one we talked about.
Okay, but here we have another type, as a spherical mirrors. As the mirrors, we can see them at the park, or as mirrors used in a solar oven, اللي هي الطاقة الشمسية, اللي هي solar energy. Here we have mirrors types of energy to change the solar energy into electric energy or heat energy.
Yeah.
So these mirrors are called spherical mirrors. So let's go to know what is meant by spherical mirrors. يعني ايه spherical mirrors? Here we have, as you see in front of you here in the monitor here, we have spherical mirrors. What is meant by spherical mirrors? Spherical mirrors, which means what? Mirror, تمام, it's reflecting surface is apart from hollow sphere. يعني مراية بالعربي اهو, مقطوعة من كورة, مجوفة. كلمة هولو هنا يعني مجوف. Okay, so what is meant by spherical mirror again? Mirror, its reflecting surface is apart from what? From hollow sphere. يعني as we see at the right side of the زي ما انتم شايفين on the right side of the definition. عندنا زي ما انتم شايفين هنا في mirror.
Like we can call it a circular mirror.
Yes, we have circle, we have a sphere, كورة. Okay, and here from this sphere we can cut what? We can cut two types of mirrors. ممكن نقطع منها مرايتين. So here we have two parts. زي ما شايفين احنا قطعنا جزئين من الميرور. طيب ايه الجزء اللي احنا قطعناه؟ number one, we have here as we take the internal reflecting surface. لو خدت الانترنال reflecting surface اللي هو الداخلي تمام، يبقى we have here concave mirror. زي ما انتم شايفين كده concave mirror as the internal reflecting surface of the sphere. If we take the external reflecting surface, we have convex what? Convex mirror as the outer reflecting surface of the
المقعرة والمحدبة.
المراية المقعرة والمحدبة أو اللي هي concave اللي هي internal reflecting surface of the sphere or the external reflecting surface of the sphere as the what? As convex mirror. So here if we try to draw نرسمهم مع بعض، تعالوا نرسمهم مع بعض كده like that. Here we have what? Here we have a concave mirror. As we see here concave mirror زي ما انتم شايفين. We have here the internal reflecting surface of the sphere. Internal reflecting
تاني بقى ايه external؟
Yes, surface of the sphere. So here we have what? We have concave mirror. If we have external reflecting surface of the sphere like that, external which means outer, so here we have inner part is the back. هو اللي هيبقى الجزء اللي هو احنا مش عايزينه. يبقى here we have what? We have the external reflecting surface of the sphere. يبقى here we have what? External reflecting surface of the sphere. So here we have what? We have convex mirror. Convex mirror here as what? As the two sides car mirrors. As the two sides car mirrors. اللي هم المرايتين اللي بيبقوا في جنب العربيه اللي هم right side و left side.
They are convex.
Yes, they are convex what mirror, and we will know now why we use the convex mirror in the two sides car mirror.
They give a wider view.
Yes, because they it form the convex mirror. We talk here now about the convex mirror, the two sides car mirrors, as form small and erect images. Small and erect images.
And also the rear view.
So here we can see all behind.
Yeah. Also the rear view mirror, the one in front of the driver, in the middle.
In the middle, not plain mirror. Is normal
Really?
plain. Yes, normal
It's
plain mirror. Yes, but the two sides car mirror are what? Are convex mirror, because convex mirror forms small and erect, which means upright, to see all behind. أشوف كل اللي ورايا. عشان كده if we replace the convex mirror in the two sides car mirrors with plain mirror, we can see the tire of the behind car. ممكن اشوف يا دوبك اخر اشوف التاير او عجله العربيه اللي ورايا, because plain mirror form equal in size image and we can see all behind. So here we talk about the convex mirror, and at the same time we use concave mirror as Romans old Greek, الرومان واليونانيين القدماء زي ما بيسموهم كده, use the concave mirrors in the war. Why? To burn the sails of their enemies. بيحرقوا اللي هي الأشراع بتاعت المركب. Because concave mirror has internal reflecting surface of the sphere is what collect the light rays.
You can make fire.
Yes, make
burn.
burn. Yes, the sails of their enemies. The sails of their enemies.
And perhaps this is one of the experiments that students.
But here we talk about lens.
Yeah.
We talk about mirror. Here,
so
here
it's different.
Yes, because here we talk about convex lens.
Yeah.
Here we talk about concave mirror.
Yeah.
Both of them converge the light ray. But here we talk about reflection. Here we talk about refraction. Maybe next lesson, dear students, we talk about next time lenses, اللي هي العدسات. Okay, so we should know the parts, the main parts of concave mirror or spherical mirror, any spherical mirror, and we will say it again. Concave mirror is the internal reflecting surface of the sphere. Internal reflecting surface of what? Of the sphere. As we see here, we can draw them. هنرسم كده, اعمل كده خط كده, او بلاش اللون ده, ممكن نعملها بحاجة تانية كده. Maybe we can use the protractor, اللي هو البروتراكتور أفضل ان احنا to draw by it. Okay, here we have number 1, P, and here we have C. C, as we know from geometry, as center, because spherical mirror is apart from hollow sphere. Center of curvature. Center of what? Curvature. Here, C is what? Is the center of curvature. So what is meant by center of curvature? As center of the sphere. Center of the sphere. So center of curvature is center of what? Of the sphere. That the mirror is a part of. So here we talk about center of curvature. We know this mirror is a part of what? Is a part of hollow sphere. So any sphere has what? Has center of curvature or center, as we studied in geometry. So what is meant by center of curvature? C, center of curvature, it is the center of a sphere or of the sphere that the mirror is what? Is a part of. So now we know what is meant by center of curvature. Here we have number 2, we have P. What is meant by P? P, which means pole of the mirror. Pole of the mirror. So as the magnet has 2 poles here, and the Earth has north and south what pole. So what is meant by pole of the mirror? Pole is the mid point. What? Mid point on what? On the reflecting surface. On the reflecting surface. Here the all components here didn't exist in the plane mirror. محدش يجي يعمل لي الكلام ده على البلين ميرور، لان البلين ميرور not apart from holosphere، مش جزء من كورة. احنا هنا بنتكلم we talk now about the spherical mirrors as a part from what holosphere. So what is meant by pole of the mirror is a midpoint on the reflecting of the reflecting surface. At the same time, we have here a straight line. What? We have what again? Straight line. We repeat it maybe million times this word.
This is a ray?
No, straight line. If we draw any ray, لو هرسم شعاع أو ray, we should draw arrow to mention the direction of the ray. So this straight line here اللي احنا شايفينه قدامنا ده, which means what? This straight line is called what? This straight line is called the principal axis.
Let us say it's an imaginary line.
Yes, yes, of course, imaginary line. كل الحاجات دي احنا لما بنمسك الحاجة ما بنشوفش الحاجات دي، احنا we just determine them to explain the properties. احنا بنحدد النقط دي ليه؟ عشان to explain نفسر بيها.
Just like the equator.
Yes, like the equator, like the circumference. Maybe we can see these things, but we can't touch them. Yani. Okay, so here we have a principal axis on the mirror here, principal axis. Or here we have what is meant by principal axis. It is what line? A line. As we see, we can describe a straight line, principal axis, a straight line. Straight line. خلي بالكم من كلمة line. Between what and what? Between pole of the mirror and center of curvature. And we say straight line. Okay? So how many principal axes, yes sir, in the mirror or a spherical mirror as you see in front of you? How many?
Spherical what?
How many principal axes?
Yeah, two.
Where is two? We have only one,
which is
from P to C.
Yeah.
So we have a give reason here. How many principal axes, or the spherical mirrors have only one principal axis, only because it is a straight line between center of curvature and pole of the mirror. So we have only one principal axis. Principal axis, we have how many? We have only one. But if we draw something like that, and we have again the spherical mirror as concave mirror, like that. Okay? And we have a straight line like that. We know this straight line is called the principal axis, and the principal axis, it is the point between pole of the mirror and what? A straight line between pole of the mirror and the center of curvature. But if we make another or draw another straight line like that, or maybe like that.
Here we have more than one.
One, but these lines are called the principal axis?
No.
So we have another.
This one.
No, we have principal, we have main, and we have secondary.
Secondary.
Yes.
Yeah.
So here we have, as this line or as this line is called secondary, what? Secondary axis. Secondary axis. So what is meant by secondary axis?
Not the main one.
Not the main one. It is a straight line. From what? From the center of curvature to any point on the mirror, except what? Except pole of the mirror. Okay? So we have how many secondary axes? How many? Can you determine the secondary axis?
Here?
Oh, no, at as any in any situation. How many secondary axes in the spherical mirror? We can't determine them.
Yeah.
We have unlimited secondary axes in the mirror.
Indefinite.
Why? Because
number.
yes, indefinite, our unlimited number. Because it is any straight line between center of curvature and any point on the mirror except pole of the mirror. Because if we draw a straight line from the center of curvature to pole of the mirror, we have only one principal axis. But
even when it is reflected on itself?
No, here we talk about line, not light ray.
Yeah.
We should differentiate between them. Line, which means line by my hand.
Yeah.
But light
the
ray,
imaginary one.
yes, but light ray, we talk about line with arrow. So here we talk about light ray on any diagram. Okay. So, dear students, we have here a distances as we studied in geometry. زي ما احنا شايفين كده مع بعض. If we take distance خلي بالكم بتكلم على distance from C to P or distance from C to this point or distance from C to this point.
Are they the same?
Distance, not straight line. So here we talk about what in geometry? From C to any point on the surface. We talk about what in geometry? Remember, dear students, we talk about what? Radius?
Yeah.
Yes, we talk about radius of curvature. Radius. So if we talk about radius of curvature, what is meant by radius of curvature? It is any distance. Any what? Distance between center of curvature and any point on the
reflecting surface.
Yes, or on the mirror. Okay? But if we talk about secondary axis, we will start with what? Any straight line. شفتوا الفرق؟ straight A line. يعني ملوش مسافة محددة. براحتي. بس straight line between what and what? Between center of curvature and any point
on the mirror.
On the mirror except pole of the mirror. Why? Because if we take a line from center of curvature to pole of the mirror like that, we have what? Principal axis. اللاين ده اسمه ايه؟ line ده اسمه ايه؟ اسمه principal axis. واحنا هنا بنتكلم على مين؟ على secondary axis. So now, dear students, we know what is meant by number 1, center of curvature. Number 2, pole of the mirror. Number 3, principal axis. Number 3, secondary axis, or number 4, secondary axis. Number 5, radius of curvature. Okay? So from these points, we can also mention what is meant by focus. What is meant by focus of the mirror. We can draw them like that, dear students. We can draw concave mirror like that with a reflecting surface like that. And we don't forget to draw center of curvature طبعا by ruler C, and here we have P, and between them we have distance like that. This distance maybe from P to C, maybe 10 centimeters, maybe. At the middle here, we have F as focus. Here we have what? Focus of the mirror. Focus of the what? Of the mirror. What is meant by focus of the mirror? It is a point of collection or intersection the reflected light rays. خلي بالكم تاني. It is a point of intersection or collection the reflected light rays. يعني any light ray like that, coming like that, light ray from this direction, and another light ray comes from this direction, they will reflect and they will collect here at the focus. And they will collect here at what? At the focus. So what is meant by, again, what is meant by focus? Focus is a point, خلي بالكم focus is a what? Is a point of intersection of reflected rays. يعني النقطة اللي اتجمع فيها كل اللي راجع اهو، ده كده اهو، هنا اهو، وده كده اهو. خلاص؟ يبقى we know now what is meant by focus, what is meant by center of curvature, what is meant by pole of the mirror, and we know what is meant by radius of curvature, what is meant by secondary axis, what is meant by principal axis. But here we have another definition. The last definition here is what? In the scientific terms of the plane, of the spherical mirror. If we have here, dear students, as you see here, we have another drawing. نرسم واحدة تانية كده. Like that. We have to mention the back of the mirror. لازم نعرف ظهرها من ايه؟ من وشها زي ما بيقولوا كده بالظبط. بمعنى أصح, we should make a shade أو shade هنا هوت to know concave mirror from convex mirror, because here we have the internal reflecting surface. So we talk about,
let us say this is the back side.
yes, back side is determined by the shaded area. Okay, here we have P, here we have C by ruler again, and here we have the what? The radius. The what? The radius. Between C and P at the middle, we have here focus here. So we know what is meant by focus. It is a point of intersection of the reflected light rays. Here we have focal length. We write the symbol by F small. Focal length. So we will study, or will start with what? With word distance. ايه ده برضو؟ هبتدي بكلمة ايه؟ distance. يبقى خلي بالنا. If we say radius of curvature اللي هو ده كله اللي انا بعمل ايه بالجرين لايت ده اسمه ايه؟ radius of curvature. Radius, and we know what is meant by radius. R. It is a distance between center of curvature and any point on the what? On the reflecting surface. Any point. Any distance here is called what? Is called radius of curvature. صح؟ طيب. And here we talk about what? Radius of curvature. We start with distance between focus and pole of the mirror, or focus and what? And center of curvature. Okay? يبقى here from this point, dear students, we know focal length equal what from radius? Again, focal length equal how many radius? أقول له from this equation, radius equal double focal length, or focal length equal half radius. Don't forget this information, dear students. So now, dear students, we know the main 5 points or 5 components in the spherical mirror. But we not finish this lesson now. We will complete the other part of this lesson, lesson 1 as mirror, unit 2 as light reflection and refraction. Today we mention the light reflection, first law of light reflection, second law of light reflection, and we know the main purpose, 5 purpose of the light or of the image in front of the plane mirror. At the same time, we know the difference or the types of the spherical mirror, and we know these spherical mirrors are apart from hollow sphere, and we have 2 types. One has internal reflecting surface, is called concave mirror, and one has the external reflecting surface, is called a convex mirror, and we know the main 6 points in the spherical mirror as center of curvature, pole of the mirror, principal axis, secondary axis, radius, and focus. And we should remember number 7 as a focal length. From these points, next time we will study the behavior or the direction of light ray if it falls on the concave mirror, and how can we determine the properties of the image through concave mirror.
So I'd like to thank you very much, Mr. Muhammad Mahmoud, for being with us and for your
thank you also.
explanation.
Thank you, yes, also for your interaction with me in this episode.
I'd like to thank you,
yes,
Mr. Muhammad. And that brings us to the end of this episode, dear students of the 3rd prep grade. On this episode, we've had lesson 1 of unit 2, mirrors. We haven't finished this lesson yet. We'll be finishing it, inshallah, on our next episode next week. So until then, we wish you all the best. Goodbye.